wonderful day to wander, and we are on travel day, we don't even know what, on our way to Rock Springs, Wyoming for the Airstream Rally. We are somewhere in the middle of Nebraska, and we finally have come upon a town that has things. So we're taking the time to find a local coffee shop, because we have been sans coffee.
Must have coffee. Need it every morning. I don't know about you, but that's how I operate.
Coffee first, then we'll fill you in on last night.
Historic Canteen District.
Okay, this is really cute.
It really is.
Good job, dude. Dash just opened the door with the button up here. He's very proud of himself. Say, Dash, is your favorite part about the van all the buttons? Yes. The answer is yes.
Dash, what's up, buddy? Yeah? You want some of that? No, I think you're a little too young. Look at this spread.
That looks really yummy.
That looks amazing. And my bagel. Oh yeah. Dash, are you a happy camper now? Oh wow, he's just going for it.
It's as good as it looks. I'm not mad about this. Back to the road again.
As someone who has studied radiation physics in the past, I've never seen a payload with that much radioactive cargo on the highway. Makes me wonder what's in it. I mean, we're out in the middle of nowhere, so a safe place to transport it to some extent, but still kind of curious. Any guesses? Just made it to take a little pit stop because well, it's about 2 o'clock and it's time to eat. Mi Ranchito restaurant, fine Mexican restaurant in the town of, I don't know. Where are we?
I don't know, but it looks
where we are?
very ominous behind you. We should probably go inside.
It's really dark, so it's definitely, that looks like a nasty storm coming in. And we had a crazy storm last night too. So,
Okay, let's go.
yeah.
Also, a very important piece of traveling in the van is throwing away dirty diapers at the trash cans as appropriate, because that one smells good.
When we travel with the travel trailer, we have Ubi, which is like, or Ubi, I'm not sure what you call it, but the metal trash can specifically for diapers, and that keeps it like, keeps the stink down, but we don't have one of those.
No room for that in
Dash
the
can
van.
blow up a camper real fast. Right, buddy? Did you just blow up the camper? You did just blow up the camper.
Speaking of blowing up the camper, is Mexican really the best option?
Speaking of blowing up, some of these places have like the best fireworks stores. I mean, like, you get some real good stuff.
Come on, go ahead.
Okay.
If only we had known what was about to happen, we might not have stopped at this restaurant. I'm just so happy to be out of the car seat.
Dash.
Yeah.
Are you hungry? Are you hungry?
Yeah, Dash is always hungry.
Ready?
Yes, my friend, that is every Airstreamer's worst nightmare.
This is not good. That sound is hail. And right now it is hammering our poor Airstream. Hammering it. And it's getting bigger by the second. Oh my god, this is bad. This is real bad. So bad. So bad right now. This is not good. There are golf ball sized hail everywhere. We just saw another Airstream right at the gas station up the block. I feel even worse for them. This is the worst hailstorm we've ever been in. Ever in 3 years of traveling. That is piling up the doors. It might break the glass.
And it just refused to stop.
That's not good. Right? Something.
Our food came.
Yeah, on a positive note, the food came and it looks delicious. On another positive note, we have insurance.
Oh, another positive note. We're not an Airstream travel trailer.
We're not an Airstream travel trailer.
Destroyed the classic.
The classic would be done right now. If you're watching this and you're in an Airstream travel trailer, I'm sorry, because this is gonna damage a lot of travel trailers.
I got another positive. We were inside when this hit and not on the road.
Yeah, at this point, I just want to make sure we have all of our windows intact. The golf ball size hail was absolutely hammering. I mean, hammering the
You
side.
can still hear it.
Yeah, so like when it slowed down, the hail chunks just got bigger, and then you just heard bigger and bigger, like fist-sized bumps, like hitting the roof in here. You can kind of still hear it above us. I asked the local police are eating behind us, and I asked them if this is normal, and they said absolutely not. And then I asked another guy, and he goes, no, this is. He said we were expecting a lot of, crazy severe weather, but nothing like this. This is a super unusual freak storm that we found ourselves in yet again. And at this point, I just hope the camper isn't like completely trashed. I mean, I can't even describe. My heart is breaking right now. It was getting hammered with like golf ball sized hail. I mean, and then it caused a flash flood, so it's hard to tell. I tried to capture it all, but the road is flooded. So then it caused a flash flood, and then it was just like a row of ice balls.
I've never seen anything like that in my entire life.
Ever. This is. I hope this is a one and done thing.
And maybe it's fine.
Crazy.
Maybe the beginning is fine.
There is. It looks like the North Pole out there right now. It really does. There's ice everywhere. Okay. Here's the enchiladas, tostada. What did you get? Some fajitas?
Yeah, veggie fajitas.
Those look amazing.
They're very tasty.
Yeah. What do you think of them? Really good?
Yeah, they're delicious. Counting the wins.
We thought the worst had passed, and now it's starting to pick up again. It's starting to pick up again with more hail in bigger chunks. Can you?
This is painful.
This is so bad.
I'm not gonna lie, this is pretty difficult to watch, and it will not stop. But we haven't even had the van long enough to name her, and we said we were going to, and so now Dimples is looking pretty good. What do you think, guys? Yeah. So this is sad, isn't it? But we're inside and we're safe.
I think his only concern is food.
Guacamole.
Guacamole. These guys have to go save the day. We just talked to all of the troopers here, and apparently people are all stopped on the highway, which is causing some major issues. Not to mention you've got a flash flood issue going on here as well. Essentially what they said is they're getting calls that people are just scrambling, trying to park everywhere and clogging up intersections everywhere. So they're off to save the day. Kudos to all you first responders out there. I can't even imagine what it's like out there right now for these guys.
But before they left, they gave Dash a Junior Ranger Nebraska sticker. So
He's an official Junior Ranger, Nebraska. Good job, buddy.
Junior Ranger.
Reporting for duty.
Reporting for duty. There you go, little man.
Yeah.
So now that this severe weather has continued for at least an hour, we were kind of like hoping that it was going to end soon, so we decided to check a weather radar and found out that there was also a tornado warning. So we got that going for us now. I think we're going to be here for a while.
Okay, so the hail portion seems to have slowed down and it's just monsoon rain. The plan is to go check to make sure there's no major leaks out there in the Airstream. Just if there is, I can at least put a towel down. But check this out. This is the door exiting the restaurant. I mean, literally I've heard of snowed in, but this is hailed in. Look, you can't even budge the door because there's so much ice packed right there. Look at that. Okay, I'm gonna exit here. There's Lauren and Dash inside. Oh, okay, perfect. Okay. Kind enough to open a door that was closest. Okay. Okay. There it is. You hit the unlock button. And we're going. We're running. Oh crap, it's a flood. Oh, my shoes are soaked. Oh my God, it's so wet. Okay. Okay. Made it inside the Airstream. Let me look around. Okay, so I flipped on the lights, and this was one of my concerns right here. Because this skylight is plastic. It doesn't look like any water's making it through here. So that's a good sign. AC unit was my other concern. No water around the edges. That's a very good sign. And then I'm gonna check the vent in the bathroom here because there's a vent in the roof. And that does have some water coming around the seams there. It's hard to tell there, but yeah, there's definitely some water that made it down in here. I can kind of hear it leaking around the edges, so kind of see my hands are wet there. So I'll have to take a closer look at that later. At least it's leaking to the bottom where it's waterproof and can drain out. Overall though, I couldn't quite see this side window here, but it was getting absolutely hammered here. So I was really concerned that wouldn't even be here when I got back to the van. And it is still, as you can see, intact. That's a good sign. Okay, so far, at least as it stands right now, the only thing I'm seeing is a leak in the wet bath back there. Do a full walk around once everything stops, but not gonna go outside and do a walk around obviously with this monsoon rain. Yeah. Oh goodness. What else can you say? I mean, honestly, just at a loss for words. There are so many things that are beyond our control, and you just can't help but laugh about it, because I mean, at the end of the day, that's why you have insurance. And even despite crazy situations, you have to try to just stay positive, as positive as you possibly can. This is one of those exact situations where it calls for some extra positivity.
The severe weather warning is officially over. So what we need to do now is create a game plan. And that game plan has to include not driving into the storm we just sat through. So luckily there is a little local coffee shop right around the bend. We're gonna go over there and create a plan.
Just made it to this cool little place called Beans and Steams. So we're gonna check it out.
So the epic continues. The coffee shop looked like it was open, and I looked on the sign and it said they were open until 5:30, and there were people inside, but the door was locked. So I just knocked on the door to see, like, maybe the water was getting in or something, and they'd locked the door. But the gal came up to the door and she said they were closing because of the storm. And so obviously my next question was, well, is it supposed to get worse? Because we obviously thought that the worst of it had passed. And she said, yes, it's supposed to get worse at 7 o'clock tonight. So it is 2 o'clock, 2:15 their time. So we're going to just be doing that research, non-caffeinated, to find out what we're looking at and see if we can scooch our boots away from the cluster that apparently is coming through Nebraska. How does this kind of crappy weather find us? I'm feeling a little cursed. So we're currently an hour and a half from Cheyenne, Wyoming, which was what our goal was to get to today. And as you can see, it looks nice and clear. But when you move the little thingamadoogie, that's what we're looking at coming this way tonight, and that's at 3:59 p.m. So we are not going to be making it to Cheyenne today. We Googled it because what else do you do in this situation? And it said that the best thing to do if you can't outrun it, and we can't outrun it going north or south, is to look for covered parking. So we're gonna drive around and do that for a hot minute, and if all else fails, I guess we could just go ahead and drive what we drove today and head back the opposite way, because it does look like it's gonna eventually dissipate. Yeah, not fun.
What's that?
Do you have any thoughts?
This is where the truckers seem to be hunkering down for the night. Cabela's is really cool about allowing you to stay overnight.
What is Cabela's?
An outdoor gear, everything store. It's like a super center for everything outdoors. I love these stores anyways, the toy store. Really just driving around to see what it looks like here. Do they have a
Is that a Good Sam campground right there?
Um,
Say that again.
yeah. If a campground would be nice because we'd have obviously hookups and stuff, but it's not going to help us in a severe storm. Not to mention, there's a tornado warning until 8 p.m. tonight, and we'd be screwed in the campground. So there's a Marriott, and we have tons of points that we can use for a free room. I think the next plan is to go to the Marriott. We should just stay there, book a room, and then see if there's something with covered parking right around there. Even if I have to drop you guys off, and then I can go find something, and then Uber back to the hotel from the covered whatever. That could be a plan too. So that's the next plan. Yeah.
One of the things that we think is really important about this lifestyle is honestly having a contingency plan. So for a day like today, when you just don't know how bad the severe weather is going to get, it just really doesn't make sense for us to risk it, especially with Dash, not to have a block construction type place to stay for the night.
Of course not.
We checked Marriott.com, found that this hotel is only worth like 15,000 points for the night.
Yeah, somewhere around there. That's on the low end, which is great.
Yeah, so we're booking this completely with points, not costing us anything. We parked the van currently under the check-in little thing, and we're gonna keep our fingers crossed and ask them if we can just keep it here for the night, which is probably not gonna happen, but you know, here's to hoping. But yeah, we're gonna chill and hopefully, you know, everything goes by and there's really not that big of a deal. And then we can just move on in the morning. Yay for sticks and brick showers tonight. So the lady at the Marriott was very nice, but according to their like policies or whatnot, because of emergency vehicles, they have to keep that covered area clear, which is totally understandable. So we have a game plan.
Here's my thinking, at least. The storm is approaching from the same direction. If that were to hold true for the second wave, the hail would also be coming from the same direction. Now, we were parked straight down the road and we were facing this direction, and it was getting hammered from the side. So now what my thought process is I'm going to park this direction, perpendicular to the hail, but block it with the Marriott Hotel here. So hopefully the Marriott Hotel will get pummeled, and the van, which I backed in, so I put the flat part of the window at least to the building, will hopefully be protected because, you know, the front windshield's a little bit slanted. If you would have seen, you did see the hail. It's like coming in sideways. That's my plan. Now, whether that works tonight, no clue. Fingers crossed that we don't come out to an absolutely demolished Airstream in the morning, especially since someone told us it could be worse than it was. What we just experienced,
But, per the usual, someone is totally and completely unfazed. What you think, D?
Well, so when we stay local, we always pick up a few local things. We picked up this from the place where they murdered a zebra and a giraffe, and they had them all like mounted in the building. So we picked up some wine, and I'm thinking tonight's a good night for this, while we stress about the well-being of our brand new Airstream van. That's like a week or two old. Yeah, seemed appropriate.
Van placement strategy. Fingers crossed. This works.
Dash, what do you want to tell everybody? Yeah? Yeah. You want to tell everybody what happened to the storm that was going to pummel us tonight?
See, it's not supposed to be here until 8 or 9 o'clock.
Yeah?
That's what the translation of that is. 8 or 9 o'clock.
Right, Dash?
This really feels like the calm before the storm. You can see there's already some lightning. Definitely some thunder. But we are here safe in our hotel room. And Dash is exploring everything. So he's not mad about our situation for tonight. The one thing I will say is that really in the last 2.5 years that we've been doing RV life, I think we've only resorted to a hotel stay maybe a handful of times. Like, this kind of weather is so rare. Dash, are you having fun over there, dude? Big drawers to play with. So you can see behind him, he's already got a hold of the coffee cup tops. Who needs toys? Daniel went out to go get food. But it does look like the storm has shifted. So we talked about turning around and going backwards. So if we had done that, we actually would have been getting pummeled by more crappy weather right now. So we're having a PJ party for now. Fingers crossed the weather will stay lovely because it looks really pretty outside now. But we're past our time zone. So we're sleepy. And we're going to go ahead and go to bed. Hopefully the van will be fine in the morning. So, stay tuned. We'll let you know what we find out when we do a final review of the van, post the craziness, and hopefully no more craziness tonight. But if you haven't already, my friend, make sure you wander local today. Because as you know, it's good for the soul.